Let's catch up on some Blu-ray news from the last couple weeks.
It's morphin' time!
Hello, this is Soundout here, and usually I cover Blu-ray news on my Monday live streams, which happen every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern here on this channel. But because of this past Monday stream being a live ranking of every single Power Ranger ever, I didn't get a chance to cover Blu-ray news, and there was so much of it that I felt like I needed to cover it, not just in the next live stream, but kind of in a separate way. So I decided to try to do this Blu-ray news roundup thing, and I'll be curious to see how your thoughts on the format and how it works in the comments below. Because, yeah, I'm kind of trying something different. I usually cover Blu-rays when they're out. I usually cover the news on the live streams. It's usually how this goes. But I thought instead, let's try to do some catch-up here. This won't be everything that was announced in the last 2 weeks, because that'd probably make the video really long, and there's a bunch of stuff I don't know much about. So it's stuff that I know about, stuff that I have passing knowledge in, or stuff that I feel is notable, is what we're going to cover in this video. So yeah, should be a good time. But basically, we're just going to go title by title. We've got a few different categories here, so it should be a little bit of fun. Let's take a look at some Blu-ray news. All right, so our first category is going to be movies, and we're going to start with the Godzilla 25th Anniversary 4K Blu-ray Steelbook Edition, which is kind of strange. Like, I think, in general, you know, the 98 Godzilla film is probably not the most well-regarded of the Godzilla films, but it is the one that has the most consistent release out of anything, because Sony loves owning that movie. They have put it out on DVD multiple times, Blu-ray multiple times. They've done a 4K already. Now there's a new 4K that now has a Dolby Atmos audio track. Yeah, so if you haven't owned this movie yet, apparently this is going to be the best one. I have a Blu-ray. I'm probably good with my Blu-ray because I don't like the movie that much. It's just crazy that every couple years even when there's not a Godzilla movie coming out on stateside, they just like, nope, here we're just going to toss out another release. Like clockwork, almost every couple of years, this movie comes out in a new format. All right, here's good news for fans of the famous Christmas movie, Scrooged. I don't know if famous is the right word. It's kind of an underground thing. I think it's popular, but, you know, some people may not know about it. This was a film where Bill Murray does a version of Ebenezer Scrooge, who is a TV executive, which is... It's funny how well this movie ages. It ages incredibly well. But essentially, it is doing a take on A Christmas Carol, the Ebenezer Scrooge story, the three ghosts and everything. But it kind of twisted into a modern day 1988 setting, where he's a TV executive, horrible person, has to learn how to become a good person, and it's got some really, really great horrific visuals. I love it. It was directed by Richard Donner of Superman fame, and it has so many wonderful cast members. Carol Kane's in it. There is just a wonderful thing, but it's the main connection I think that makes this movie work is Bill Murray, Karen Allen have great chemistry in this. And then you also have your other like supporting cast, like John Glover's in it. He's great. John Forsythe. Really great, terrific film. Love this. I watch it every year for Christmas without fail. It is a weird, dark, little crazy movie. And the fun part is that while I've had it on DVD and Blu-ray, we're now getting a 35th anniversary 4K edition, which will have a special slipcover, which I think is pretty cool. This is going to have a brand new 4K restoration of the film, going back to original film print. It's going to have what looks to be the same bonus features from the previous Blu-ray release, which is pretty good. And there's good, including a commentary track and stuff. So pretty nice. I'm pretty excited about it, especially for a movie that I consistently watch every year. This is definitely going to be a fun release to see. All right, next up is the 40th anniversary 4K edition of Trading Places. This is a fun movie. I haven't seen it in a few years now, but it's Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. It's pretty funny. I think the cover art for this looks a little weird. Like, sometimes this happens with older movies. They kind of like try to spruce up the poster for cover art. Their faces look very strange. But this is listed as being a brand new 4K edition. I don't think we have a Blu-ray bonus. I don't have a bonus features list for this, but it will be 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital, and it says it's it's listed as under the supervision of director John Landis. So he approved the 4K transfer of this. It's a wild, wacky comedy. It takes place during the holidays. I should mention this. Scrooge comes out November 7th. This comes out November 7th as well, both from Paramount. So that's a pretty good. Again, an upgrade on a movie that's worth watching multiple times. So now, continuing a recent trend, which we will touch on again, of stuff that was previously streaming exclusive getting physical releases, which for whatever reason that's happening, like suddenly studios went from, no, you don't get physical releases any of our streaming, we're going to hold it in this little box, and only some things leaked out of that box. It is, and certain studios like Paramount and Warner Brothers were just like, oh yeah, we'll just release our shows like our normal TV show schedule. But there's been a lot of streaming exclusive stuff that has started to hit physical media, and it's really good to see, because it's always good to have a physical disc of something you like, especially on streaming where things keep vanishing. And the studios are the ones that are causing that, but yet they're also the ones now approving more releases of physical media onto disc, which I'm really happy to see. It also is just the smartest business move, because you can make more money off these shows on disc than you can on streaming, because you only have to pay a one-time streaming fee per month to watch things however many times you want, but you can pay a higher fee and get a physical disc, and then you have it forever. So I much prefer physical media for that reason. I still have streaming because of the convenience. So, I'm glad to see studios are realizing that just because you sell it on a physical disc doesn't mean people are not going to keep subscribed to your streaming service. You just got to keep people subscribed to your streaming service by having like stuff available and the stuff they like. But all that preamble aside, the previously Roku exclusive movie Weird: The Al Yankovic Story, which was a parody music biopic of Weird Al, because Weird Al's life is not that exciting. So they did a, kind of in the style of like Bohemian Rhapsody or Elvis. They have like kind of the dramatizations of the movie biopic. It's become sort of its own subgenre of like, oh, here's this music talent's dramatic life, and it's dramatized a whole lot. The Weird Al made his career off of parody versions of songs, so this is a movie that is a parody version of the music artist biopic. It is brilliant. It is hilarious. Daniel Radcliffe plays Weird Al, and he's amazing in it. And there's some surprising cameos in this movie as well. So I'm very happy to see it's getting not only a physical disc release from Shout Studios, they changed from Shout Factory to Shout Studios recently, but it is getting a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack, as well as a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack, coming out December 12th, and there will be bonus features that will be announced forthcoming. I'm very excited for this. I love this movie. I highly recommend it. It was free on the Roku channel, but there was ads, so it'll be nice to kind of watch it in one continuous thing. And also just to have just this wonderfully weird movie on its own physical disc. Now, while Disney may be locking the Muppets behind a vault and hardly ever bringing them out these days, Sony still owns the rights to a couple of the Muppets movies. So, on October 24th, we're getting Muppets Take Manhattan on 4K Blu-ray. It's really funny because Disney owns like 90% of the Muppets library. There's stuff they don't own, like Muppet Babies and a couple of these movies. I can't remember what the other one is off the top of my head. But Muppets Take Manhattan is actually owned by Sony, not by Disney. So we're actually getting a nice 4K restoration of the Muppets Take Manhattan on 4K Blu-ray. What's really great about this is we're getting a 4K restoration from the original camera negative. There is going to be Dolby Vision and HDR presentation, a Dolby Atmos track, a new commentary with director Frank Oz, and Frank Oz also approved the transfer. So you've got that going for it as well. Plus there is a couple bonus features on the Blu-ray disc that were carried from the previous release. And so while we sit here wondering if Disney is going to make their Muppets Christmas Carol extended edition that was put on Disney Plus in 4K ever on a disc, Sony's just like, here, have Muppets Take Manhattan. So I very much appreciate this, and I hope that we will see more Muppet stuff on disc, because Disney never even finished the Muppet Show, so I definitely am happy to see this because I love the Muppets, and I think that of everything Disney owns, the thing they're using the least when they should be using it more is the Muppets. So here we are, getting Muppets Take Manhattan on 4K. That's definitely good news. No, not all is doom and gloom in the Disneyland, because for the last few months, as part of the Disney 100 celebration, we started seeing more releases from Disney on disc. Specifically, we got a brand new restoration and 4K release for Cinderella, which I previously talked about in one of my Blu-ray hauls, is absolutely incredible. Like, the Blu-ray transfer, the HD transfer they did originally was really terrible. The 4K fixes all those mistakes. The same team that has been working on the Cinderella 4K has been working on a 4K for Snow White, and it has been officially announced it will be releasing on October 10th. And this is kind of amazing because just like with Cinderella, Snow White had a Blu-ray prior, just didn't look as great as it could have. They even provided comparison screenshots this time. The Cinderella 4K kind of got soft release through Disney Movie Club first, and then later on general retail release. Snow White is going to be just brand new. It looks like it's hitting everywhere on October 10th. It looks incredible from the screen caps. I'm sure it will be incredible if it is that same team that did Cinderella. Really happy to see this. I've heard, and I don't remember where I heard it, I heard they're also working on Sleeping Beauty, which is my favorite of the classic Disney princess movies. So I really want to see that because the Blu-ray is weird. And they had a 4K of it that was also kind of weird. So it's nice to see that Disney has not accepted that their previous attempts were good and that they can actually go forward and redo them. And I think it's the perfect time to do it. And I'm happy to see it, and I'm glad that there's a dedicated restoration team for it. There also will be a Steelbook edition at Best Buy. All right, and then we get into some movies I've never seen, but it's Arrow Video's November releases. Arrow Video is a boutique company. They kind of do lesser-known stuff, but they do a really good job at it. Think like Discotek Media for anime, Arrow Video for cult films. I love Arrow Video's releases. So I haven't watched any of these, but I just wanted to point out some of the amazing stuff here. First of all, Barbarella is coming out on 4K and Blu-ray from Arrow Video with a multi-disc set. There will be a brand new 4K restoration, Dolby Vision HDR, Dolby Atmos track. There will be audio commentaries, bonus features. I'll put the screen cap of the bonus feature list up so you can read it. But there will be all that, reversible cover, double-sided fold-out poster, collector's postcards, and a booklet. And that's going to be all in the limited edition 4K. And then there will be a Blu-ray that comes with all of that as well. So you have options. You can get the limited edition in 4K or Blu-ray, which is great because some people don't have 4K players or 4K TVs. You know, so that I like that they offer this for that. Once again, Tremors 2 Aftershocks. I may have seen this at some point. I remember seeing the original Tremors. But they have gone on to do Tremors 2 Aftershocks. New 4K restoration, Dolby Vision, the works, multiple language tracks, commentaries, bonus features. You can see the whole thing there. Fold-out poster, double-sized poster. There's 2 posters included, which is crazy. New packaging art, reversible cover. It's amazing to see something like Tremors 2 Aftershocks get like this kind of release. The last November release from Arrow is insane, and I don't even know like anything about this. Like I know Barbarella and Tremors 2 in passing. I know nothing of Coffin Joe. As a Brazilian filmmaker, wrote, directed, and starred in a series of outrageous movies from 1964 to 2008. And Arrow Video looks to be putting out all of them in one gigantic box set. Reversible covers, posters, cards, crazy box design. It's kind of like when Arrow Video did their Gamera set, and they're like, here, all of them at once. This is amazing. So it's got, let's see, Disc 1 is At Midnight, I'll Take Your Soul. Disc 2 is The Night I Possess Your Corpse and the Strange World of Coffin Joe. Disc 3 is The Awakening of the Beast, The End of Man. Disc 4 is When the Gods Fall Asleep, The Strange Hostel of Naked Pleasures. Disc 5 is Hellish Flesh and the Hallucinations of a Deranged Mind. And Disc 6 is Embodiment of Evil. I have no intention of buying this, but I'm just so impressed that while you have some people in the industry saying, oh, physical media is dead, no one wants physical media. And then Arrow Video is like, no, people do want this. Here's a box set of movies you never heard about. Except for the people that have heard about it are probably freaking out right now at this news. And that's what is the best part about it. So yeah, I'll post, I've had the screenshots up, hopefully, by now, so you can kind of see what all the bonus features are for all of these movies. This is on the level of their Gamera set, but just with something that I don't think is as high profile as Gamera, ironically. But yeah, Arrow Video, incredible stuff. So moving over to series, we have some interesting topics here, specifically because again, we have a couple things that I just know in passing, and then some really big ones. And yeah, one we've already talked about. A couple of these we've talked about already on the live streams, but I did want to kind of reiterate them here because there were some updates. So first things first, I have never watched The Walking Dead nor have any interest in it. My exposure to Walking Dead is Negan in Tekken 7. But The Walking Dead is getting a complete collection Blu-ray set. And this is something that we see a lot. They sort of try to pump out complete sets after a show's done, and they'll just repack discs. The impressive part I find about this is that Walking Dead lasted 11 seasons, and they're putting all the seasons out. This is coming from Lionsgate on October 17th. 54 discs plus a brand new bonus disc with a documentary on making the final season. And that's something I wanted to point out because having exclusive bonus features for a complete set is very, very rare these days. And I guess that speaks to the testament of how popular The Walking Dead is, but I also got to give credit to Lionsgate for packaging this all together. It is going to have a list price of $209.97, so check around for deals if you're interested in it. But I gotta say, I'm just impressed to see a show that long running get a complete set, because it's very rare these days. All right, next up, also on October 17th, is Cinejim's release of Robodoc, the creation of Robocop. This is going to be a 4-part documentary series about the making of the original Robocop. And I feel like this movie has been really well covered before, particularly with Arrow Video's 4K release having just like a crap ton of bonus features to it. But it will be interesting to see because there is new interviews with Peter Weller and with some other people that worked on the film. And so I'm kind of curious to see this. I probably will pick this up just because I do love the original Robocop film a lot. And it does seem like it's going to have some good stuff and some bonus features as well, which will probably be outtakes from the interview segments that they did otherwise. But yeah, it seems like a cool release, and I'm probably going to pick this up because it definitely looks like it's going to have maybe some more detail than we've ever seen before. I hope it's not a lot of rehash because that would be a bit of a bummer. All right, DC fans, how we feeling lately? It's been rough in the land of DC. Specifically for me, I love Doom Patrol. They aired 6 episodes of Doom Patrol almost a year ago, and they haven't announced when the second half is going to air. We thought we had dates, but then those were unconfirmed. But if you love Titans, they aired the second half of Season 4 of Titans after airing the first half of Season 4 of Doom Patrol. And now on October 17th, Titans Season 4 and Titans the Complete Series are hitting Blu-ray. The crazy part to me is the fact that even with the unconfirmed Doom Patrol dates, it's still Titans Season 4 is going to come out on Blu-ray prior to Doom Patrol Season 4 airing its last 6 episodes. Which is insane. They kind of had this thing going where it was 6 episodes of Titans, 6 episodes of Doom Patrol, bit of a break, 6 episodes of Titans, and then we just haven't gotten Doom Patrol. But here you go. You'll be able to get Titans Season 4 and a complete set. With Warner Brothers, it's pretty typical to do a complete set, especially with a show like this. I think it's only going to be like 8 or 10 discs or something. I don't remember how many per season because I've only bought the first 2 seasons. This is a show I fell off of. I finished Season 3 and have had no desire to watch Season 4. I watched the one episode, the Beast Boy episode, because I heard it was good, and it was good. I just haven't had any desire to go back and watch the rest of it. Will I pick up Season 3 and 4 just to complete a Blu-ray collection? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. It's nice to see that more streaming exclusive stuff is getting a physical release. And where's my Young Justice Season 4? That's all I gotta say. Okay, so now we get to some update news. I had previously talked about on my live stream, I think it was the August 21st live stream, that Columbo is going to be receiving a Blu-ray release from Kino Lorber Studios. Love Kino Lorber's releases. They're another great small company. They got new 4K restorations of the original film prints by Universal for Columbo, and they have a new box set coming out. That's going to be, they're going to do 2 box sets, I believe. The first one is going to be the 1970s, which is like the majority of the early stuff, and then the later stuff will be in a second set. This will include the original pilot and the Movie of the Week episode that launched the series. It's going to be a 20-disc box set, and it should be pretty cool. I'm really excited for this. However, there is a bit of a bummer news. When they first announced Columbo, they said, oh, hey, we got new audio commentaries that we're taking clips from old interviews and compiling them, new ones with authors of books and historians, and they also were including like some other stuff. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, and I have a theory on this, I wouldn't just throw this out with no theory. They said, due to unforeseen issues, we can no longer include the new audio commentaries, essay, and other extras we'd produced for our Columbo box set. So while I'm still excited for the November 21st release of this, and I look forward to it, but a week prior to this, we had a bunch of extras, and now we don't. This is not the first time this has happened with Universal. When Arrow Video went to do their release of the original Dune film on 4K and Blu-ray, their limited edition was supposed to include like a TV movie and a two-part documentary and some other extras. And then when the final release, after they announced that, like a week or two later, they came back and said, "Oh, apologies, we can't include those anymore due to unforeseen issues." So for whatever reason, and I don't know why this is, Universal is letting companies like Arrow or Kino Lorber use stuff from their library, but it's two Universal releases not in a row, but two Universal releases I can think of in this sense that they're licensed out that lost bonus features after they were announced. And so I'm wondering if it's a Universal problem. That's my theory. And also that maybe Universal was like, oh yeah, we approved everything, and then decided later they didn't. I don't know if archive interview commentaries were going to be a problem with estates and whatnot of actors that have passed, but I would think that the new commentaries they produce with people would be included. So it's kind of a bummer that has happened. And Kino Lorber has been trying to play damage control. They haven't put up any updates. They haven't put up any update. They can't say any details. It's still going to be a really great set because you will get all the Columbo episodes in HD, in 1080p for the first time. It's going to be a better release than anything prior, that's for sure. But the big thing is that it's a bummer that we kind of lost all the bonus features. It took a lot of steam out of the release. That being said, I'm still excited for it. And it was really weird, some of the reaction I saw from people online, or specifically on Twitter. They were being really mean to Kino Lorber like it was their fault. Look, if you're a small company and you're licensing something from a big company, it's not the small company's fault if something doesn't get included. That is a 99.9% assurity in anything. So I'm kind of bummed out about it in that sense, but I'm also excited to have Columbo in a 4K restoration presented in 1080p because doing 4K discs would be prohibitively expensive. And also I think you could fit, if you went with the original 4K transfers, you'd fit multiple episodes on a disc because these episodes are like 90 minutes long. But then also, I don't know if it would have been any better. You're getting a good presentation is what I mean. It's a 1080p Blu-ray based on a 4K transfer, so it's going to look really damn good. And it'll be a really great release because Kino Lorber does great releases. It's just a bummer we lost the bonus features. And yeah, for all the people that are like, oh, I'm canceling my order, it hasn't gone up for order yet, so I don't know what kind of reactionary knee-jerk stuff you're doing out there, people on Twitter. But anyways, that's a slight bummer, but I'm still excited for it. Okay, so I wanted to provide an update on the Disney Plus shows coming to 4K Steelbook. Because when I did the stream on the 21st, that was the day they were announced, and there were some details we didn't quite know, and pre-orders hadn't gone up yet. So essentially what I wanted to talk about was pricing, and also some other little details. So first things first, for recap, for those that didn't catch that live stream, Disney has finally decided that they can get money out of Disney Plus shows besides just Disney Plus subscriptions. I've been telling them for years, but anyways, on September 26th, Loki Season 1 will be coming out on 4K Blu-ray Steelbook, as well as Blu-ray Steelbook, and if you're a Disney Movie Club member, you can get a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack Steelbook. That'll be September 26th. We do have bonus features, which includes the assembled Making of Loki episode that's from Disney Plus, as well as deleted scenes, gag reel, and a couple extra little featurettes that weren't on Disney Plus. So there is new features on these. We don't know the details of the other sets and what bonus features they include yet, but I'm sure we'll find out as time goes on. They also have confirmed that they will be 4K 100 gigabyte discs and Blu-ray 50 gigabyte discs, so they should have the full range that they can have. as you would expect from a Disney release. So that'll be really good. They will be getting international releases, but I don't think we've heard details on those. And I'm not exactly sure. I've heard from some sources that there's going to be standard Blu-rays, not Steelbooks, but I haven't seen any of those go up for pre-order yet. So if you're waiting for those, they might be coming, but I would try to get your Steelbooks locked in if you can. Now, some of the 4K Steelbooks are sold out in some places like Disney Movie Club, so if you're trying to look for these, it seems like the 4Ks might be the ones in the most demand. But if you're only just looking for the Blu-ray, just go for the Blu-ray. Personally speaking, I'm going for 4K. You know, at this point, I have all the tech. I might as well. But the other details to add to this is pricing. Okay, so the list prices for these. This is consistent between all four shows. The 4Ks are listed at $54.99. Now, Best Buy, I know, was selling them for $49.99, so of course that's list price. Most retailers bring down from list price. Amazon currently was just at list price. The Blu-rays are $49.99, so $54.99 4K, $49.99 Blu-ray. You may see some adjustment down from there. That is a little expensive because these are 8-episode shows. They're not super long. But in comparison, Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2 on 4K Steelbook was $54.99 list price, and that is 10 episodes with bonus features. So you have to equate for the Disney tax, right? But on the flip side of this, they are selling. So I don't think the price is a big deterrent. I think for me as well, the price is not a big problem. I'm a Disney Movie Club member though, so I got them cheaper because I have Disney Movie Club. That's why I have Disney Movie Club. But if you are, looking for these, they are going to run you, I think, if about $50 for the 4K, about $40-45 for the Blu-ray, which I think, is not as bad as it could have been. I definitely see, why they're more expensive if they are 4K 100s and Blu-ray 50s, because those are higher bandwidth disc sizes, therefore manufacturing cost is higher. Plus they're steelbooks, plus they come with art cards, plus they come with new bonus features. Plus it's the fact we're getting these shows on disc at all. So it does seem like they're selling well, which is a good sign because that means we will likely see more Marvel and Star Wars shows come to disc from Disney+. Please give me Clone Wars Season 7 and Werewolf by Night, thank you. But we will see how this develops. I'm very curious and I'm very excited the fact that these are selling well, which means I have not been talking crazy for the long time, which I knew I wasn't. But I said, if you sell them, people will buy them. And also keep their Disney Plus subscriptions. Because, I can't watch Ahsoka on disc as it comes out. So, I'm going to have my Disney Plus while you're airing new stuff. Between new stuff, that's a different conversation. But keep releasing disc, Disney, and you'll figure out how to get a direct line from me. Because, I like buying discs more than I like buying anything digitally or on streaming. Now, an interesting twist of fate, we don't have that much anime Blu-ray news. For a while, anime was sort of supporting the physical media market in a lot of ways. The major film studios and TV studios weren't releasing stuff, but you'd always have like a ton of anime releases. Unfortunately, because Sony decided to monopolize the Western anime market by buying both Funimation and Crunchyroll, merging them into one company, and cutting down their releases to the point where they're only doing 2 or 3 releases a month, there's not much to talk about. And especially nothing surprising. But we got some Discotek, so there's that. But before we get to that, Viz Media has put up for pre-order the Pokemon X and Y Mega Movie 3-movie collection, which is just a lot of words. Essentially, these are the 3 Pokemon XY movies. So this includes Pokemon the movie, Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction, Hoopa and the Class of Ages, and Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel. So this follows up the fact that Viz has been doing Pokemon movie Blu-rays for a while. They went back and did the first 3, then they did a set for Diamond and Pearl, then they did a set for Black and White, now they're doing a X and Y. I'm kind of bummed out that they did the first 3 and then Diamond and Pearl on Steelbook, but then Black and White wasn't on Steelbook, and I think I forgot to buy that. I had to check. And then X and Y is also not on Steelbook. And then they've done the movies, the recent movies, like starting with The Power of One. Everything after that, those have been released straight to Blu-ray. Unfortunately, just like with every North American Pokemon release, English dub only. Still sucks. That's still a thing. They still dub Pokemon like it's 20 years ago when we would have to change dubs for, TV broadcast. So it's still that. I'll likely know Pikachu shorts because for whatever reason, none of the Pokemon movie Blu-rays have had the Pikachu shorts included. And I heard that was a rights issue, but I don't know how true that is. Let me know in the comments. I don't follow the Pokemon anime super closely, but I do follow... I don't want to say I follow the movies. I haven't watched any of these three. I own all three of these on DVD, but having them on Blu-ray does seem like a tempting offer. I do like my Pokemon, but I'm more of a Digimon guy these days, so it's kind of a toss-up. But it is nice to see. Now, for those wondering, how close are we to having every movie on Blu-ray? Well, unfortunately, Pokemon Forever, Heroes, Jirachi, and Deoxys, those 4 movies are still owned by Miramax. So I think Miramax did a Blu-ray, but it probably wasn't great because I don't know how it was, and I know they have a 4-pack of the movies on DVD, but Miramax isn't going to let those rights go, even though Miramax keeps getting tossed around the film industry like the sloppy seconds that no one wants to have. It's really kind of a bummer that we can't get those 4 movies free from Miramax because of their tight grip on licensing. It's the same problem like Godzilla vs. Biollante is still held up by them, even though they don't keep it in print. So I don't know if we'll ever see those 4, but maybe one day. And the other 2 movies that we're missing is Lucario and the Mystery of Mew and Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. Those are the other 2 advanced era movies. The weird Miramax deal is the 4 of those movies are trapped at Miramax, and it's 2 from the original generation and then 2 from advanced generation. So they're not even like consistent. It's not like... The thing is, like, Viz can't do, like, just an advanced set because the 4 advanced movies, 2 of them are at Miramax, and I think 2 of them they have access to, because I believe Ranger and Lucario were released by Viz when they did their single DVDs way back. So they could maybe include, like, the Mewtwo Return Special thing, like they did with the original Lucario release. It's going to be kind of weird, but I kind of hope they go back and do that. Like, that would be the one gap we could fill. And then maybe one day those other 4 movies will be free so we could have a nice consistent set of Pokemon movies on Blu-ray. Also, if they want to do a 4-pack of the recent films, that'd be neat because I didn't buy 3 of them. I'm a little behind on this, but I thought it was interesting that we're very close to having all the Pokemon movies on Blu-ray. There's 6 left, but I'm not sure if 4 of those are going to come out. Okay, so Discotek announced their November releases, and this will be kind of our wrap-up for the day. First of all, these were previously announced at their Otakon panel, I think, and some other things. They've announced these over time. This is our first time we got a date. So on November 28th, or whenever Right Stuff gets them and decides to ship them out, there will be several releases. There's one I'm not talking about because it got them banned on Twitch for talking about it and showing it. So if you know what that is, cool. If you don't, I'm sorry, because I can't talk about it. It's a little too lewd for YouTube. So we're not going to talk about it. But we have Aim for the Ace, Another Match, which is, I believe, the 13-episode series. Is it a sequel, I think? I don't know Aim for the Ace that much, but Aim for the Ace, Another Match is coming out. This is Japanese and English subtitles. It is another TMS production. 13 episodes, high definition. Great for you Aim for the Ace fans. Next up is Crying Freeman, the OVA, animated OVA series. This is a 6-episode OVA that was directed by various directors and based on a manga series. There also apparently was a live-action version, which I wonder if Discotek will pick up. Looks cool, but it's going to be kind of another one of those obscure OVAs, which they're very, very good at. Also coming out is Fist of the North Star, The Legends of the True Savior, Legend of Yuria, Legend of Toki Blu-ray. These are recent OVAs for Fist of the North Star from 2007, and I believe these have new dubs, if I'm remembering correctly. The dubs are new English dubs, in addition, of course, to the Japanese version. So, Fist of the North Star fans, I have no idea if those are good, but if they are, hype, I guess. If they aren't, that sucks, I guess. This one's pretty exciting, and it's also very inexpensive right now. It's $13.97. The Bullet Train. This is a movie that was done by Toei. It apparently inspired the 1994 Hollywood blockbuster Speed. It was directed by Junya Sato and has a bunch of famous Japanese actors in it, including Sonny Chiba. This will be the original Japanese version remastered and the US English dub version that came out years ago. It has also been color corrected because the original Toei Blu-ray was green tinted. Yes, it's not just a Dragon Ball problem. It's happened with a lot of movies. But the original Toei Blu-ray is green tinted. Discotek has done the work to fix it back to its proper color grading. So excellent release, it seems. I'm very excited to pick it up because it looks like a great, great movie. Then we have Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, on 4K Blu-ray. There's a clip on Discotek's YouTube which shows the 4K restoration. It's gorgeous. It is definitely something that if you have a 4K player, it's going to be worth getting. If you don't, yeah, probably still good with the Blu-ray. This will be the third time I've owned this because I had their DVD. I just bought their Blu-ray like in the last few months, and then now they're doing a 4K. So I'm definitely going to get their 4K. I believe all the bonus features are carried forward, but I'm not 100% certain, and I will do some research into that when I go to review it. I don't know if it's going to get a separate video or if it's going to be Blu-ray haul, but I will talk about the features once I have it. I will compare and contrast with the previous release. But it's going to have all the English dubs. I think all 4 English dubs are on, or all 3 English dubs plus the Japanese, so all 4 dubs. Cool stuff. Love this movie. Hoping we see Street Fighter 2V. That's a big thing. Where's Street Fighter 2V? That's a show that hasn't been around in a while, and it would be nice. And then lastly, Chargeman Ken, notoriously horribly animated, and I think at this point Discotek's just doing it for the lulz, because this is honestly just kind of a joke thing. They were like, "Yep, they're gonna." They literally, the description has like includes 7 minutes of justice in every episode. It's a 65 episode series they've restored lovingly into HD. I don't know why they did this, but I appreciate it. So that's Discotek's November releases. That's kind of the Blu-ray news I wanted to cover. Yes, there's some other stuff. I didn't want to get too far off if I didn't have a passing knowledge in it or if I thought it was super notable. But let me know what I missed in the comments below, and maybe we'll circle back around to it on Monday's live stream, which of course here on this channel, 5 p.m. Eastern every Monday. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel yet, hit subscribe and notification bell. Leave a comment down below. Tell me anything I missed or you think I should cover or ask about, or correct anything I may have gotten wrong. Hit the like button while you're down there. Check out the Discord in the description below if you want to discuss Blu-rays with Blu-ray collectors and DVD collectors, because we have a whole channel for it. And also be sure to check out my social media if you'd like. You can also find my graphic designer on Twitter and on the Discord at DarkClaw643. And you can find Hero Club at heroesclub.com for geek news and more. And until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.